outside the courtroom where there's a debate going on about cats or dogs, which is better. We have Julie Bondestill, Abby Judeman, and Sophie Heeman for the dogs against Karen Bondestill, who is for the cats. We have a live Instagram poll coming in right now with 23 cats votes to a whopping 89 dog votes right now. Who will win? We will see.
Hi, and welcome to the courtroom. Here we are going to debate about cats and dogs. Sophie, myself, and Abby are for dogs, while Karen is for cats.
Meow.
One reason dogs are way better than cats is because they can detect bombs at airports and public transportation areas. Susan Howell, former director of Transportation Security Lab, said that dogs are trained on about a dozen scents that might be able to detect the bombs. So therefore, they would be able to keep public transportation areas and airports way safer.
Well, dogs are good at that in airports. However, dogs' great sense of smell can be really annoying when you have company over. They smell your company's feet, they smell your company's other parts of their body, and it's really annoying to have a dog around with that great sniffer. Whereas cats are much more independent. When you have company, the cat just ignores you. Cats are independent because they can use a litter box, and so you don't have to keep taking them out constantly like on these cold winter days. They can be left alone for days on end, which allows you to do a little traveling, and they don't have to be entertained. So that's one reason I think cats are better than dogs.
Yes, you may be able to leave your cat at home for days and not your dog, but you can take your dog along with you on your trips for an adventure. And according to Pet World Incorporated, dogs encourage an active lifestyle for their owners. Having more active lifestyle can be extremely beneficial for you and your dog's health.
Well, that is true, but if we're going to talk about traveling, I think it's a lot easier to travel with a cat in a little itty-bitty crate than it would be a giant dog that you might have to actually buy another seat for. But nevertheless, let me tell you something else about cats that is great. They're quiet. They don't bark their brains out, whereas cats just sit and they meow and they purr.
Yes, dogs are known for being loud and barking, but that can be a good thing. Your dog's barking could be a warning that someone is near you on a walk or that someone is coming into your house. This warning could save your life, and having this warning system in place could give you a few extra minutes to call 911 or the cops.
Well, that might be true, and those are good points. But if you're a walker, it's great to have a dog that walks. If you're not a walker, cats are the way to go because they don't need any exercise. They don't really like to go outside. They exercise themselves and they just sit in your lap and they purr.
So that is true, but dogs can also sit quietly in your lap. And according to news.au, you can train your dog and you can teach him to sit and lay down and etc. And they have about 230 more million neurons in their brain, so it's easier to train them and it's easier to have them sit and they can be peaceful as well.
Well, those are also good points. However, I think it's undisputed that most dogs only live till about 8 to 12 years old. And you put a lot of time into the dog, training it to go outside, training it to be a good dog, training it to sit and be helpful. Whereas cats live sometimes well into their 20s, and so you can have a cat for a really long time as your companion.
Well, that's great if you want a cat for a long time, but if you want a short commitment, since I am in high school and going to college, I don't need a pet for a long time. So dogs are a shorter commitment for only about 11 years according to Parade.com. So it's a perfect amount for just getting a loving bond and playful time around for an extreme commitment.
Well, that's true if you want to just kill them off like that. But if you don't want to just kill them off, another good thing about cats are they don't chew on anything. They don't chew on your shoes, they don't chew on your furniture, and that's really nice if you've got some nice things around.
So dogs do chew, but they can also be trained out of that. And according to the American Society of Protection for Cruelty for Animals, a common thing for cats is to scratch your furniture and to ruin your floors. And dogs will not do that, and their nails will be trimmed from grooming anyways.
Well, that is true. However, cats can be declawed. Some people have different views on whether you should take a cat's claws out But if they're going to be inside cats, I think it's okay to declaw them so they don't scratch and their nails don't need to be clipped. The other thing about cats and their hygiene is they don't need to be brushed, whereas a dog, especially like a long-haired dog like we have, has to be brushed on a regular basis. A cat typically does not need to be brushed, and they keep themselves very clean just by licking themselves, and their hygiene is good.
Many people do believe that cats themselves groom themselves and do not need grooming or brushing, but many long-haired cats do need grooming. And according to PetsTheNest.com, cats can develop mats if not properly cared for. And mats are clumps of hair knotted together, which can cause irritation to the skin because it traps moisture, and this can lead to secondary infections. So it is important to still get your cat groomed.
Yeah, that's true. But the one thing I think I got you guys on is surely little cats do not eat as much as dogs. And so that should keep expenses down, especially if you're on a budget and don't have a lot to spend on a pet.
I'm gonna have to say that you are wrong, and I disagree on that statement. So, because according to the ASPCA, the American Society for Prevention of Animal Cruelty, and PetPlus.com, dogs are cheaper to own no matter the size. And this annual budget for your cat breaks it down from toys to food to veterinarian care and health insurance and all that. And it comes up with a total of $1,817 for your cat per year, okay? And then we have another chart that breaks it down for small, medium, and large dogs. And the same amount of this one, toys, food, health insurance, etc. And it says that small dogs will come out to a total of $1,314 and large dogs to $1,843. So just right there, cats are not cheaper to own than small dogs, but they are cheaper to own than a large dog. So you'll have to pick your preference on which one you would like to own, depending on the amount of money you would like to spend on an animal.
Well, Your Honor, I object because everybody knows that cats are cheaper and they're more wonderful. But setting aside my objections, my next point is that in general, cats with their beautiful hair, they're beautiful creatures. They purr, they're quiet, they're peaceful, and they just enhance your house. And most breeds don't shed very much at all, whereas dogs, we all know, especially the labs, they shed everywhere.
So, all cats except hairless cats shed, according to Chewy.com. Some of the cats just shed minimal than the other ones, and then you can always get a dog breed that doesn't shed or a hypoallergenic dog as well. And just to go against the beautifulness of cats, I'd like to show you these pictures of cats versus these pictures of some dogs. Now, beautiful, that must be just an opinion.
Well, I think we can all agree cats and dogs do have their pros and their cons. But if we look at our little exhibits here, Exhibit A and Exhibit B, we can clearly see that Exhibit B, with its tail moving, is the most beautiful creature on the table.
Okay, I would like to just point out, to add another point to this argument and debate, that cats cannot be service dogs. So they cannot be service pets, and dogs can be service dogs, and they can help blind people. That they are the only animal that can help a person in everyday needs, like example, cross the street. A cat can't do that, but a dog can, because they have great senses and are trained extremely well. And just to let you know that the most qualifications for a great dog for the blind are capability, willingness to work, long hours, high stress tolerance, and good health, according to Ensign articles from Jane Winters. And a dog exhibits all of that, and a cat does not, because cats are small and are not trained very well. So if you need a service animal, the dog is the way to go, because a cat can't serve its duties like that.
Well, it may be true that cats can't be service dogs by the very name of it. However, I think cats bring many older people and many frail people a lot of pleasure because they sit quietly, and an older person or a blind person or a handicapped person who's unable to take care of a dog because they have to go out and be let out and exercise, the cat can bring them a lot of peacefulness and help their anxiety just by sitting quietly in their lap. So in that sense, they are kind of a service animal.
Okay, well, I would just like to say dogs are our opinion and cats are your opinion, so we let the audience decide which one is better, but I'm just letting you know dogs are better.
Cats are better. Thank you.
And that concludes our debate today. So now you can make your own opinion and vote at the polls in November. Back to you in the studio, Steve.